Hey guys, this is Naresh here. Today I'm going to explain how to replicate an animated video to the best possible I could. And I'm going to cover all the tools in Adobe Flash. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, promo videos and animation. Okay. Today I'm going to teach you about how to use Adobe Flash, and I'm going to teach you about the basic tools. Okay. First, let me open Adobe Flash now. Go to Start menu and go to Adobe Flash 5.5 Professional, and I'll left click it over there. It takes some time to load, so wait a moment. Okay, it's buffering a bit. As you can see, we have opened Adobe Flash. Over here you will have a lot of options. Over here you will have create from templates, create new, learn. There's also tutorials over here. If you want to learn something, you can go here. Yeah, the color scheme just came. Hold on a minute. You can use this side of thing to search tutorials as well. Now let me show you how to open basic Adobe Flash. Go to File menu, click New, and go to Action Script 3.0. Press OK. And now as you can see, the stage has appeared in Adobe Flash. This white part of the stage is what you're going to do animation, tracing, whatever. Here's the part which will the actual graphics will work, and this is the deactivated place. In this place, whatever you do, it won't show off in the screen or in the movie. So make sure that all the animation and all the frame workings works inside this stage over here. Now first let me teach you some basic tools. This is arrow tool, which is V. I'll show you an example how to use an arrow tool. So let me go to rectangle tool, R, which is R. I'll draw a rectangle over here. Now I'll use V to select the arrow tool, and if you click the arrow tool once, it will select one. If you only click the arrow tool once, it will only select the inner workings of this box, the rectangular box. Press Ctrl Z to undo it, then double click the arrow tool again, and as you can see, it has selected the whole box with the stroke itself. Okay, this is selection tool. This is how we use selection tool. And double click it, and if you press Ctrl G over here, it will group the entire rectangular box. See, now you have grouped the entire box by pressing Ctrl G. Now to break it, all you have to do is to break it and make it normally how it was previously. Press Ctrl B, it will break it, or you can undo it by pressing Ctrl Z, which will turn it back into this previous position. This is one way to do it. Now let me show you how to use text tool. Press T. Use T to press text tool. Click and drag the mouse area. Now we got the text. Type something, whatever you want. I'll type my name. Now I type my name. As you can see, if you want to adjust the text over here, you go to the right side and you can see there's a menu called Properties. Go to Properties and you will get some few text styles over there. Microsoft New, TLU, whatever. Now let me show you this Mistral. I'll change the style now. Change the style over here. I'll go to Mistral. See, there are a lot of different styles over here. Left here, you can play with it. Okay. Now, since the text tool, you can adjust your text over here. You can go to paragraph. You can adjust it aligned right side, left side. You have margin over here. You can adjust the margins over here. You can create spacings. You can write something. Just do some placeholder text over here. Now adjust the margin over here. If you increase the size, you can see the margins will adjust itself. You can adjust the intent over here, left to right. See the intentions are just. I prefer to keep it in default because it would be perfect. Most of the time I prefer to keep it in default because the default function is much better than adjusting the intent. so I prefer that way. You can use TL, you can go up here and you can use TLF text, classic text. It's all based on style what you're using it. I'll use statistics text. I'll basically use TLF text because it is much usable for me. There's also word spacing. You can use style over here. See, there's also style alpha, which allows you makes the text in a graphical way. You can use to make it glower, and you can make the text disappear. Whatever you can do, whatever you want to. Then you can, now enough of text. Let me delete that one. You can use line tool. You can use line to draw, which is N. Draw some lines over here, over there. Draw some lines over here. Make sure the text stroke touch. If the strokes touch each other, you can simply press. If you want to draw, then since you have drawn, let me show you a better example. I'll delete this line. Since I drawn it on top of each other, after I select it, it all connects with each other and it activated. So I'll simply delete it. Now I'll draw another line. After drawing line, I'll draw another line over here, and I'll draw another line over here, and I'll now draw another line over here. By doing all four sides which is connected, all I have to do is press I, which is ink filler. Look over here, eyedrop tool. Okay, I'll use eyedrop tool and I'll select color over here. After selecting the color, I'll press K, which is bucket. You can see here, bucket. I'll press the bucket and click in the center part of the blank space, and I'll click it, and you can see the color has been filled. It's because all the sides has been connected with one another. When the stroke line is connected with one another, you can fill colors, any color whichever you want. After that, all you have to do is delete the strokes, and you can do this. You can draw any. You can turn it into any shape you want. Go to the end and you can see a sharp arrow edges there. See, you can adjust it. You can even adjust it. You can, if you want to have a curvy space, you can make it curvy over here at the end of the place. I'll use eraser which is E. You can see here, okay, and you can adjust the size of eraser over here. Eraser shape is over here at the bottom left. You go and click there. You have a lot of sizes over there, and you have square boxes, lots over there. You try to experiment with these tools if you want to. I'll erase it. I'll make it a bit bigger so it can erase it easily. Or you can do another thing, press V, select everything and delete it. It will easily delete itself. Then what should I teach you? Now use pen tool. You can draw something over there, or in this pen tool you can draw something. I'll draw it over here, and now I'll fill the color. You can use it in a similar way. You can fill a color in this pen tool. You can create something over here. You can make it a bit, play with it. You can play with it. You will have lot of graphical advantages when you use pen tool. You can draw whatever you want to. You will have a lot of graphical advantages when you use pen tool. You can use it for tracing. Let me show you an example. I can show it to you. Create a tracing object. I'll go to the, let me show you something which is simpler so you people could understand. Hold on a minute. I think I have one at the video. Hold on. Yeah, I'll trace this one for you people. I'll trace this. I'll press print button and I'll paste it. I'll use Ctrl V to paste it. As usual, you can break this image, printed image, and you can crop it by using Ctrl V. I'll crop it again. You can crop it however you want it. This is just a basic. You're just learning basics, so I'm just showing an example. Let me show you an example how to use pen tool. You can log this. As you can see, this is a timeline. You can log this timeline and you can create a new layer. This is where you're going to animate it, keyframe animation, everything which will happen in this timeline. And I have pressed F6 to log this image over here, and I created another layer over here so that this layer will not get disturbed. Okay, now I'll trace it. I'll use pencil tool, which is Y. I'll use pencil tool to just draw on it, and I'll just simply just drawing it, or and color it on. See, I can color it on, or I can use pen tool and I'll just trace it over here. Use pen tool. This will give you some accuracy. When you use pen tool, this will give you accuracy. Make sure you press alt so that you can nudge it, the pointer in the last place which you traced, and you press alt and you can control it again, nudge it again and move it a bit around. Then move here and use curvy, drag and press curvages and press alt again and move it again, move it down here a bit. See, you're giving a perfect shape within the traced image. This is one way to do it, but the more you use pen tool, it will give you more advantage for you. This will allow you to trace very well. You can trace any kind of an object. It will give you smoother quality. See, I'll use my own style. I am using both pen and pencil. This is the way I draw images, the way I want to. Now I'll draw this guy's face. As you can see, I'm just going to give you. See, I almost got his face. I wanted how the way I want, but I got his. See, I got a clear shape of his face. This is one way to do it. Now let me delete this layer. We no longer need it. I just showed you a sample how to do it. Now what you want, yeah, you can use this as well. You can use brush tool. Brush tool is used for drawing arts. You can draw whatever you want to. If you have any idea of what to do, you can draw this. See, only when you have perfect color over drawing, you can use this brush to practice drawing as well. Brush is much easier. You can draw some kind of a flower over here. I'll use pencil tool to draw a flower. Now I'll draw a circle inside. Now I'll draw some leaves down here, something like this. I'll draw a leaf over here. Now I'll try to, let me show you a small simple animation in timeline. This is what we called as a layer, and this is called as a timeline frame, which is used for you to animate characters. Now since I already created a frame in the starting point, I'll create another frame over here. I'll press F6. This will give me another straight up frame, copied frame over here. Now I'll try to move it a bit. I'll move it a bit like this. It will animate itself. See, as though it's animating in thin air. Now I'll just copy it and I'll repeat the animation. See, it's animating itself. This is one way to do keyframe animation. Now I'll show you how to do motion animation. Motion is much easier. Motion is easier way to animate 2D animation. You can use text tool. I prefer to use text tool. I'll use my name. I'm using my name, as you can see. I'll break it. I'll again group this text as I told you in previous video. I'll press F6. This will create frames. The more frames you have, the more animation you get. So I'll create a frame over here. Then I'm going to go to create classic tween. which is used for animation motion. I'll use this. I'll move this. Since it is same copy which is given in the end line, I have to create a midpoint which will create a nice animation. Now I'll move this text over here. Now you see the animation. See, it's moving over here. Now I'll select this frame. I'll move this text over here. Now it will bounce, as you can see. See, the text is bouncing. This will give you a smoother animation. Now I'll do is I'll copy this motion. I'll press Alt and drag, and this will give me another copy of animation. See, it will repeat itself. The more Alt and drag and more frames you move, it will keep giving you a lot of animations. This is motion frame, which is used for smoother animation. Keyframe animation is something you have to draw it in every single frames. As for motion animation, you are only going to use about 1 to 3 frames or 4 frames. That's all. That's how much you will be going to do it. What else I have to cover for you guys? There's another thing you also have to be very aware of. Let me show you something. Most people make this mistake and they start to get irritated because of it. Whenever you draw a box, there's no frame over here left here. Press F6 again. Yeah. Whenever you draw a box or something, as you can see, it's not grouped over here. Okay. Since it's not grouped over here, you can draw a line or something like this, and you can color segregate it, separate the column, and you can color it over here. But when it comes to drawing, there's another problem, small problem with that. As you can see down here, there's an oval shaped and a box cover over here. Object drawing, which is called as J. This is actually used for non-grouping the object. As you can see, I drawed a box and I'm drawing another box over here. This box and this box will be completely separate. It won't merge with other box. But when you draw without drawing object, which is J, let me show you. I'll remove the drawing object J, deactivate it. Now I'll draw a box and I'll draw a box over here, and you can see this. The box just cut at the other box. This is the mistake which most people make. It's a common mistake which most people make, and they won't be able to understand. So make sure that whenever you click a box or any kind of an object, specifically when it comes to rectangle tool and everything like that, make sure that you see if the J box is activated. That's what I'll say. Object drawing J box, which is activated or not. If you want to keep the objects say separately, you can use that. But if you don't want to, you don't have to keep that particular option actively. So make sure that you watch that closely. Next thing is what else I have to do? Yeah, I'll show you how to adjust the stage. As you can see, I click the stage. As I click the stages, you can see there is an stage history over here in the right side. You can adjust the stage over here. You can press 600 into 600. This will adjust the stage size. And yeah, I think I covered most of the tools which is in the left side. Now I'll need to teach you the rest of the tools which is in the right side. I'll teach you in the next one. Okay, that's all for now. Guys, now I have taught you the left side of the tools properties over here. So now I'm going to teach you the right side of the properties and library over here. Now I'll teach you what is the library which is useful for. Okay, click a rectangle tool over here, and I'll select draw a rectangle. Now I'll select the rectangle. If I press F8, you can see there is a thing which is called as convert to symbol. You go to this convert to symbol. This convert to symbol is useful for 3 types of unique graphics. One is graphics itself, another one is movie clip, another one is button. Graphics, movie clip, buttons, which these all 3 types of graphics which is useful for symbols, which is useful for storing it in the library. For example, you can, since I turned this into a symbol, As you can see, there's a record over here. Now I'll delete this. Since I converted this into a symbol, I'll delete this, but the record will be there in the library. Whatever which is in the library which is converted into a symbol, you can click and drag it over here, and it will become like a backup memory over there in the library. But there is one thing you should know: when you click the symbol, you can work in it. For example, you can create a classic tween over here, and I'll press an F6 frame over here. As you can see, I have created an animational frame. Now I can turn the end of the starting frame over here to downwards by skewing it downwards a bit by using free transformation tool, which is Q. Now it will animate over here. The reason why I'm doing it in symbol is not only you can create this way by using animation, but you can also create externally. The animation will keep repeating, see, and you can add another frame and it will keep repeating. Repeated animated frame can be created in a symbol like animation. If you create, since it has become a symbol, you can see the animation frame only here is about 25 and even more. You can say, I guess it is about 25, 26, total of 27 frames. But over here you can see I have almost about 42 frames of here. The animation will keep spinning and it will keep repeating in a looped way. So the symbol is used for looping animation. You can say looping animation. Let me do it in a, since I created a symbol in graphics, now let me create another animation over here. Let me delete this layer completely. I don't want this animation now. I'll create another graphics. I'll create the same rectangle over here. Now instead of using graphics, I'll use, let's see, movie clip. I'll do it in movie clip. As you can see, even if you put it in movie clip, it will save the same way just like library previous time. It will save a symbol too. You can rename it if you want to. For example, I'll rename it as rectangle or just rect. Okay, I'll just click it as rename it as rect, and as usual you can double click it, and within that you can animate over here as well. I'll do a different animation. For example, I'll skew it down a bit. I forgot about the stroke. I'll delete the stroke. I'll skew it down a bit. First I'll copy it in the black frame again. Now I'll turn it into a motion tween. Now what I'll do is go to properties. You can use effects over here. Go to properties, go to alpha, and you can make it disappear. Now see what's happening. Make it a bigger now. These types of animation you could use it in some kind of a slide, some kind of a slide animation presentation in web development. These types of animation looks very cooler. Okay. What else? Library, yeah, that's another thing in library. As you can see, when there are certain things like tween, it registers as a tween. The reason I'm saying it registers as a tween is because, as you can see, it registers every single animation over here. So make sure that when you turn it into a symbol, the tween will also register over here. If you delete one, or let me show you another thing. I'll copy moving the tween over here. Okay, now I'll delete this tween. As you can see, the tween in the library is also getting deleted in that particular symbol. So do one thing, don't copy the tween. If you want to, if you convert it into a symbol, do a thing, copy the tween over here, go to file, go to new folder, press OK and paste it over here. Now break the tween. As you can see, now you have broken it. Now if you delete this, it won't happen, it won't repeat the same thing over here. The style won't get deleted. You can create a new symbol again and press OK, and it will happen again. The tween is become separate and it won't bother in this tween over here. It won't bother with the other file which you have already graphicked over there. That's all for now in library. I think I taught you how to use library now. You should try to play with the library over here. Now I'll teach you something else as well. I'll create a box. I'll create another box over here. You can go over here in properties. You can go. Let me show you what is the name of this thing. Yeah, align, info and transformation. These are used for transformation tools, which is used for rotation, and this is info, what you're doing, the info will show over here, and this is alignment. The alignment is really good. You should learn to you should practice with alignment. Let me show you. I'll click and drag both the boxes and I'll align it. This will create an exact for example, you can give even spacing. You can match the size of the square, which is both. If the other square is, if you want the uniform square and spacing, you can use this spacing tool. You can use this, and you can also, let me show you another thing. I'll move the square over here. I'll move the square over here and I'll move another square over here. Now I'll click and drag everything into one. Now I'll align it. Okay, I'll align this into this is a wrong alignment. You should not click. If you want to align it to everything in center, go here, align vertical center, click align vertical center, and see the alignment has become straight. Now match the size. This will always match the size. You can use spacing, space evenly. See, now it has even spacing over here. You can use align, and these alignments are used for edges. These are used for text alignments, and you can also use it for boxes like this as well. And these are bottom edge distribution. Each type of alignment spacing you have to learn to do it yourself. You have to keep practicing. What else I have to show you? Transformation. These are used for rotation. I'll see. Yeah, what you're doing physically by clicking and dragging through mouse, you can do it over here as well. In transformation, you can rotate it. For example, you can do something like this. You can use this for animation, rotation animation, lock it in a keyframe. Let me show it to you. I'll delete everything now. Now I'll create a box over here. I will create a box over here. I'll delete the outer layer. Now since I created a box, I'll copy. There's a small error happened. Hold on a minute. It's going to take a couple of minutes. Just hold on. Make sure that you save every file what you do, so you can use it as a reference, because sometimes it might happen in Adobe Flash. It's because your system's configuration might not support it, or you might have too much files in the desktop like me, which will screw the Flash over. So don't repeat what I'm doing. Since I'm doing a lot of projects, I'm keeping in desktop, but I'll try to move it away. It's taking time. Hold on a minute. It's taking too much time, man. Building workspace. Yeah, it's trying to build the workspace. Hold on a minute. Here, an auto recover file detected. Yeah, yes, I want to recover it. What the hell? I didn't get recovered. I didn't recover. No problem. I'll just draw it. If you have the knowledge to do it, then just do it. I'll do the same thing. I'll remove the stroke over here. I'll use this as the base animation start. I'll press F6 and what I'll do, I'll create classic motion tween. I'll press F6 over here. Now what I'll do is go to properties. No, not properties, sorry, but then go to transformation. I'll click over here. Yeah, I'll click over here and I'll rotate it. Not skewing it, sorry, rotating it. I'm going to rotate it this way. Now I'll click over here. I'll go to transformation. Now I'll rotate it again. Since I rotated it perfectly in systematic way in properties, it will rotate itself without a hinge. See, this is one way to use Flash animation by using rotation or free transformation tool. That's it. Make sure you save the file every time you do. Save it.